Hey guys, how's it going? It's Danconia and welcome back to the Overwatch League Roundup, Stage 2 Playoff Preview. So, we are at the playoffs for Stage 2. We are at basically the halfway point of the season. After this week, we will be slap bang halfway, and the All-Star weekend, or it's not actually a weekend this year, but the All-Stars week comes up just after these playoffs, and these playoffs should be rather interesting. We've got two debutants in Shanghai Dragons and Hangzhou Spark, which should be really interesting. I wouldn't expect them to do too much, but you don't know on the day, as I'm sure a lot of people have seen in the football recently. You don't know what's going to happen. Anyway, the playoffs will start on Friday, May the 10th. They are very, very late or early, depending on how you look at it. The first playoff will be the Shanghai Dragons taking on the San Francisco Shurk. This is at 2 AM on Friday, May the 10th. 3 AM in Europe. Oh dear. I would expect San Francisco Shurk to win this one. Shurk absolutely stormed this stage, not losing a map. I think Shurk want a rematch against Vancouver. I think they want to prove that Vancouver are beatable. Shurk are looking better than they were in Stage 1, and that's quite something, so yes, I wouldn't expect... Shanghai will put up a fight, but I expect San Francisco Shurk to get through here. At 4 AM or 5 AM in Europe, we have the Hangzhou Spark taking on London Spitfire. Oh my god, how the hell am I going to watch London Spitfire at 4 AM in the morning? Okay, this one is, in my opinion, closer than Shanghai and San Francisco. Obviously, London and San Fran are your top seeds from the various divisions. I would expect London to win that one, but Hangzhou are quite capable of springing a surprise on London. So the only thing I will say about London is London have a habit of turning off when the pressure's on. We saw that in the grand finals. We saw that in Stage 1 of the inaugural season, and the Stage 2 playoffs of the inaugural season was a bit weird, but London have a habit of turning up. That's all I would say. Then we have on Saturday, May the 11th at 2 AM, we have the New York Excelsior taking on the Los Angeles Gladiators. Now, this is an interesting one because I think this is New York actually, they're actually the lower seed than the Gladiators, which is kind of odd. This is, in my opinion, the most difficult one to call. Excelsior choked hard in the Stage 1 playoffs. I think we all saw that, didn't we? I don't think they'll choke as hard as that. They looked really, really off against Seoul in Stage 1. But they've had a tough time recently. 2 losses on the bounce against the same team, Atlanta Reign, but I think that's just Atlanta Reign being the bogey team of Excelsior. I'm not sure whether that's Excelsior showing a dip in form in general. So it's a very difficult one to call, this one. Yeah, that's really difficult. Hey, stuff it. I'll go Gladiators. I'll go Gladiators to win that one, but it's so close. So close. At 4 AM or 5 AM in Europe, we have the Dallas Fuel taking on the Vancouver Titans. I wonder who I think is going to win this one. Sorry, Fuel fans. I think Fuel could give a really good account of themselves here. They could really, really push Vancouver all the way. But this is Vancouver we're talking about. Reigning Stage 1 champions. The only team unbeaten so far. They're not going to want to lose that streak. Yeah, I've got to go Vancouver. Sorry, Fuel fans, but I think you can do well. I think do well and still lose is a good playoff here for Dallas. Do well and win, and you've really overstepped. You've really done more than anyone would have expected because you've beaten Vancouver Titans. So yeah, I've got to go for Vancouver, but Fuel, I would expect to turn up. I certainly wouldn't expect this to be a 4-0, or a 3-0, because I think it's best of 5. I can't remember. Obviously, the semi-finals will take place at 8 PM on Saturday, or in Europe at 9 PM, and then 11 PM on the Saturday, or midnight in Europe. And then Sunday will be the final, that is at 6 PM in Britain, or 7 PM in Europe. And I don't know the way the bracket works. I need to look at the bracket a second, because I'd have to go to... Oh boy. Also, another snippet of news, in terms, because this is going to be a really short video, is the fact that the grand finals have been announced. They will be in Philadelphia, which in some respects I had a bit of a surprise about, but they'll be on Sunday the 29th of September. So that's interesting. Mighty close to BlizzCon, but it does just fit in for the World Cup. So, going back to the stage playoffs, we will not see Vancouver take on San Francisco unless it's a final. So, you know what I'm going to say here. I would expect a San Francisco-Vancouver final, because the way I've predicted it, you'd see the Gladiators take on the Vancouver Titans in the semi-finals, and the London Spitfire take on the San Francisco Shock. And in my opinion, the Gladiators in London, they're not with Vancouver and San Francisco right now. So that leads me to say that it would be Vancouver-San Francisco. But there are teams here that could cause us some real surprises. You could see Hangzhou realistically beat London. You really could see that. When you're talking about Shanghai beating San Francisco and Dallas beating Vancouver, you're now kind of stretching in terms of the upsets you think you're going to see. But it's entirely possible. When it comes to playoffs, it's a complete knockout, and it's on the day what team performs. As we saw last stage, New York Excelsior didn't perform against Seoul and got knocked out. So, whatever happens on the day, if you're Fuel fans, don't be too upset. Even if you do get swept, don't be too upset about that. But I really do think this is an opportunity to show how far Dallas has come against Vancouver in the stage playoffs. It's an opportunity to show, for Shanghai to show how far they come, but they did get 4-0'd by San Francisco in the last week. So, again, you wouldn't expect too much. The best games should be Hangzhou versus London and New York versus the Gladiators. They should be the closest quarterfinals. But, yes, I will leave it here. It's going to be a really short roundup this week. Obviously, the prize money, first place gets $200,000. Second place gets $100,000. Third to fourth place gets $50,000. And the rest of them, fifth to eighth, will get $25,000. So you are all in the money already, just reaching the playoffs. So there's a bit of prize money in the bank. First of the season for the likes of Shanghai, Hangzhou, London, and the Gladiators. But my favourites for the playoffs would still be Vancouver. But if it's Vancouver versus San Francisco, I think realistically this time you could say San Fran will go and win it. It was incredibly close last time. We went all 7 maps. So I'm looking forward to some really, really good Overwatch. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. And then obviously I will do the results for the playoffs, and then we will look ahead to our All-Stars days, 2 days in the middle of the week. Don't even ask. Don't even ask. I'm not going to be able to watch any of it because of the times it's on. And then we will look ahead to stage 3 and 4, where it will get really, really interesting. But now I'm rambling, so I'm going to let you guys go. So for now, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you'd like to, give a like, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you in the next video. See you then.